Hi there, and welcome to lesson 7 of the Change Navigator coaching program, which is all about enhancing your communication skills. So, you might be wondering, we're doing a whole coaching program on change, navigating change, creating the change that you've always wanted to in your life, or figuring out how to move forward after you've experienced a change in your life that you weren't expecting. So why is communication so important when it comes to navigating change? I can tell you that it's absolutely vital. And the reason is if your communication is needing some attention, you won't be getting the results that you're looking for. So it is possible that communication is one of the key factors to consider if you've been trying for ages to accomplish something and you're just not getting where you want to get to. So, change often brings with it uncertainty. In fact, probably 9 times out of 10, it brings uncertainty. And how we communicate with ourselves and with those around us can either smooth the journey or it can create unnecessary obstacles along our pathway. So, whether it's managing your own internal dialogue, which we went into in quite detail in lesson 6, or whether it's you're expressing your needs to others, strong communication skills will help you to navigate the change and to do so with clarity and confidence. So, effective communication isn't just about what we say, it's about how we say it, how we listen, and even the messages that you send non-verbally by your body language, the expressions on your face, your eye contact that you're making, etc. And by improving these skills, we can build more productive relationships, reduce misunderstandings, and create environments of trust and collaboration. Now, doesn't that sound amazing? So in this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to have 5 modules, and we're going to be covering the following aspects of communication. So in module 1, we're going to look at the foundations of communication. We'll explore the basics from understanding what is verbal, what is nonverbal communication, and how to identify common communication barriers. In module 2, we're going to look at the art of listening, how to cultivate deep listening skills, and how this can help you to connect more deeply with others and build relationships. In module 3, we're going to look at empathy and rapport, how to connect on an emotional level and develop meaningful relationships using empathy, trying to understand everything from the other person's perspective and what they're going through. And that in turn builds rapport, which creates trust, a relationship of trust. Module 5, we're going to look at assertiveness and conflict resolution, how to express yourself confidently, and how to manage conflict. A lot of us try to shy away from conflict, and possibly because we don't quite know how to manage it, and we're uncertain of how to separate the emotional, like we take it way too personally. So we're going to look at how to do that in module 4, and module 5 is all about questions and feedback. So how to ask the right questions to get the feedback that you're needing to foster growth and clarity. So each module will have a short worksheet or workbook with some practical activities so that you can apply the knowledge that you're learning, and you can also explore and see where your gaps are that you need to improve on your communication skills. By the end of this lesson, you're going to have a toolkit to help you with your communication strategies that will not only help you to navigate change, but it will also strengthen your relationships with others and yourself long term. So, one thing I want to also highlight to you is that in NLP, we have a set of presuppositions, which are When you go into a conversation, you're making an assumption in advance. And the assumption around communication is that the meaning of your communication is the response that you get. So what does that mean? It means that as a starting point, you need to assume that the person is not necessarily understanding what your intended communication is. So it's all about that person that you're communicating to, how they're interpreting your communication, and then the feedback that you get from them. So often you say something or you send an email and you get a response that is not quite in line with what you were intending to say. And you're like, okay, but that's not what I was saying at all. What you need to do is take a step back and realize that it's not about you. It's not about what you're intending to say. Okay? It's all about them. It's about the person receiving your communication. You are responsible to make sure that they're understanding it correctly. So you communicate, and the way that you make sure is to listen to their feedback. Pay attention to it. Their feedback is more important than anything else, because then it will guide you and it will say, okay, they haven't actually got this at all. Maybe I need to try something else, try a bit different strategy, say it in a different way. So that is the foundation behind communication. The meaning of your communication is the response that you get. And if you can take that as a starting point, it will help you to get far in life. So, are you excited about getting cracking on communication? Let's get started. If you scroll down on the screen, the welcome screen, there are a few prompters which I'd like you to go through. So take out your journals and have a look at the prompters and start writing in your journal. Because as a starting point, you need to first understand what are your strengths, what are your challenges when it comes to communication, how aware are you of your tone, your body language, etc. And then I want you to also give some thought about what your goals are with regards to your communication, so that before you start this lesson, you know what you're trying to get out of it. Okay, what do you want to improve? Why is this goal important to you? What specific actions will you take to achieve it? How will you measure your progress? And then by when do you want to achieve this goal? And that's all around communication. So give some thought about where you are today with your communication style. Do you successfully communicate? Some people have the gift of the gab, and some people really struggling to get, their message across. Where do you fit on that? And what is your goal? What would you like to improve about your communication? Okay, looking forward to this.